All right, so the first Snap-on toolbox, clearly it is an older unit. It is not very big. But I mean, I paid for this and the upper part, I paid $90, so not all that bad. I do actually have some stuff in it. It was empty. Can't remember, there we go. So, I mean, it was empty, but overall it's in pretty good condition. I mean, obviously the drawer slides are not what they are now. But I think it will be fine for me. I also bought a box of, well, those are some random parts. But I bought a box of, it was mostly Briggs & Stratton parts. I don't know what the guy collected, but they're all wet because it was in the rain. So all these boxes are wet. So I just put them in here for the trip home. I'll get them laid out. And so I don't even know what half this stuff is. I mean, that's for some type of torch. A tune-up kit. That's trash. We'll pick that up in a minute. Then we have this, something about valve grinding. More Briggs & Stratton parts. Piston ring set. No idea what this is. Oops. It is a compressed spring. So rewinds, a recoil spring. So I'll get all these laid out, make sure they get dried out. I don't think the boxes are in too terrible condition. You know, pull ropes and everything, flywheel keys. So yeah, I'll get all these dried out and we can go from there. I'll just leave all that in there. We'll just keep on going down. Here's some more Briggs & Stratton stuff. Tecumseh parts. Looks like a rewind spring. Bushing template guide for Craftsman routers. I don't even know what that is. I know what a router is. This is like an indicator or something. Sears and Roebuck volts. An indicator of volts. So kind of interesting there. It was still raining when I left there, and so literally a lot of this stuff was just thrown in here. Something RPMs, not really sure, made in West Germany, so prior to the end of the Cold War. Brake relining, counter drill, something, I don't know. Grommet for a breather. Hey, I actually might be able to use that. So on and so forth. So I'll get all this taken care of. I think that's it. Oh, and then I bought this. Kind of cool. I guess you hang stuff by it for like a cord. It appears to be brass. So you put something on the end, and then you put the, I guess, run the electrical cord through those, I guess. Hey, thread locker. Hey, it's busted. Trash. I'll get this cleaned out and whatnot, and we'll go from there. But yeah, overall, I mean, toolbox itself is not in bad shape. Pull the bottom off. I mean, the big. It'll serve me well. I certainly don't have a problem with it. But on to the next toolbox. Maybe we'll get the safe out. So, yep. Get more stuff out, and we'll come back and we'll go through it. All right, I got a little distracted with the safe here. So this is one of the safes that I purchased. Pretty excited about it. It was kind of a spur of the moment purchase because obviously these things are heavy and hard to deal with. But fortunately it was open and I was able to figure out the combination. And so I'll show you inside now that I've figured out the combination. It's probably been an hour. I've worked on it in about an hour. So let me do the combination here. I'm just going to set you down on the ground. That way you can't see what my combination is. I had to do a little research on the safe itself. Sorry, I have to concentrate. There we go. So it's a Victor safe from the early 1900s. You can kind of see inside. Got the nice floor on it. There is some paperwork in here regarding it. Unfortunately, it is not in very good shape. And then the little door here, the lock doesn't work, but there were some coin rolls. Not that there's any coins in them, but I think this will be a nice addition to the house. You probably won't see another video of it because we'll probably put it inside and, you know, forget about it. But I mean, overall, this is a really, really nice, heavy safe. I am very, very impressed by it. I always like old stuff like this. I have no earthly idea what I'm going to do with it, but I don't intend to sell it because it's so awesome. So now it's all back locked again. It does have CL right or JL right up here at the top. I'm not quite sure, you know, what's going on with that, but there's a safe. And then the other safe is in the back of the garage already. I haven't gotten to it is open, but I have not figured out the combination yet. So it is a Protectol safe. It is a fire safe with a Yale lock on it. It is open. You can't really see in there, but it's not nearly as ornate or anything as the Victor safe. So now I can get back to the toolboxes and we can go through the tools. All right, so back to these toolboxes. So this is the set that I paid $90 for. I already mentioned that I paid that for the bottom part, but I actually bought these as a pair. There were some tools included. It does have the key, and the key does work, which was kind of nice. All of this stuff in the top was included. I have not gone through it yet. It doesn't look like there's anything good in here. Same thing with all of this stuff. It was all included, but I don't think there's, you know, I mean, it was an auction, so they probably emptied everything out that was good. But I mean, overall, I mean, this is a nice toolbox, oil filter wrench. You know, really nice toolbox. I'm super excited to have it. But this is what came with it. Came with it as a pair. And then I'm going to bring the other toolbox over here because it is actually appropriate to sit on top of this one. All right, here's the other toolbox. Now this fits more appropriately on top of the cabinet. However, clearly the Snap-on labels are different, so I don't think they were purchased at the same time. I do not have a key for this one, so that is something I will have to work on if I want to lock it. I generally don't because the shop is locked and there's video cameras and everything. But now this toolbox, I think, was mostly empty. And I've put all my Snap-on tools that I purchased at the auction in there. Now I paid $45 for this box right here, which I thought was pretty good, you know, particularly for the weather. Now, everything in here is still wet. I really have to let it sit out overnight tonight and dry out because this is from the rain. So let's see here if I can go through. This is a Blue Point, whatever you want to call it. What I was really interested in are all the ratchets, several half-inch ratchets. They all seem to work pretty good. So we got one. This one I bought, I think I paid $15 for this one. Obviously it's a pretty old one. You know, I just bought it just to have it. I want to say I paid 10 bucks for that one. And then we've got this one. There's another half-inch. I also paid $10 for that one. I think that one needs a rebuild. I think I paid $10 for that half-inch breaker bar. There was extension included. And here's another one I paid $15 for. And then there was this mishmash of items. I want to say I paid $30 for the breaker bar here, the drill, the extension, and the ratchet. Then we've got Tremont, I don't know, monkey wrench, pipe wrench, whatever you call it. And then there's some offset wrenches in here. I can't remember how much I paid for these. They're from various time points. They're not all the same, but I'll go through those. But overall, this toolbox is really nice. This is just a random pair of pliers that came out of another box lot. like I said, I can't remember where I put stuff. I was in a hurry when I was getting ready to check out and everything. And so here's some more stuff. I want to say that this stuff is, I don't know where it's from. This is kind of cool, little chain holder. This is, I don't even think there's any of this is snap on it. It's just in there. And then put some more ratchets. So here's another ratchet. I want to say I paid I think I paid $15 for that as well. And then some offset and ratcheting snap-on wrenches down here. And then some Proto and snap-on flare wrenches. So I want to say I paid $10 for those. So all in all, really good day, particularly for snap-on tools. Obviously I don't need that many half-inch drives, so probably what I'll do is I'll use them, figure out which ones I like the most, and then I'll buy some rebuild kits and I'll rebuild them and I'll sell them. So I've done that a couple of times in the past. I really like snap-on tools. Everybody says, you know, I mean, people have different opinions on whether or not they're worth it. I really like the ones I do have. I can't afford to buy them new, just flat out, period. I just can't. So I'm going to let this dry out in the garage overnight tonight, and we'll continue going through everything else in the truck, because there's more snap-on stuff and everything. So I'll get some more stuff out and we'll talk about it. And I'm losing daylight fast. All right, so this is my last snap-on purchase. I have no earthly idea how I ended up with this. I bought this entire set right here, still in the snap-on box, half-inch ratchet and half-inch breaker bar with extension and all the sockets you see for $20. I was shocked, absolutely shocked. This is not something you should be able to buy for $20, but nobody was paying attention. It was pouring down rain, so hey, I'll take it. But snap-on sockets, I mean, you can see there, 1.125" snap-on socket, 1.25" and 1 3/16". So I mean, everything's, you know, it's not necessarily a complete set because there's 6 point and 12 point in there. But I mean, still, it's in here. I have no earthly idea what that is. If anybody wants to tell me, 9/16 something. So there's that. I don't think this is a snap-on Thorsten. So some, you know, there's some non-snap-on stuff in there. But that's pretty cool. Original case, whole 9 yards, still locks and everything. Let me get it pushed down here. What's it stuck on? So like I said, really excited to have it. You know, this is something that I'll have for forever. So there's that. And then the last thing, actually 2 things that I want to talk about before I end this video. I don't think there's too much else worthy of talking about. S&K toolbox. I bought, that wasn't included with the toolbox. I'll go over that in just a second. But everything in here, you see, it's got to dry out from the weather. But I mean, there's some stuff in there, and I don't think any of it's any good. This isn't all wet, but yeah, I mean, I'm kind of excited to have this nice machinist toolbox, S&K machinist toolbox. So I'll set this over here. It does have the plate for the bottom, so that goes in there. I think like that, you know, and then thank you. Yeah, you just push it down like that. So we have to close the lid, I guess. But yeah, so I mean, that's there. You see it. I'm pretty excited to have it. I think that's about it. That's worthy of going over. We're losing light. I got some various small things. I got some tins, you know, things like that. I got some metal boxes. I don't know if you can even see this in the light, but just full of random tools. I have no earthly idea if I'll even use them. I got this box right here. It's a nice, I guess, steel aluminum box. It's full of sandpaper, but I actually got this for for my ratchet straps. I'll take the sandpaper out, and if it's any good, I'll keep it. If it's not, I'll throw it away. But I actually got that for my ratchet straps, because typically my ratchet straps just ride around in my back seat, just kind of hanging out back there. And then I can't even remember what's in here, to be honest. Just a bunch of junk. Yeah, so I bought this more or less just for the case, to put something in, maybe some drills, things like that. So that is there. Oh, it's missing this part right there. So but yeah, I mean, other than that, just a bunch of small stuff. In fact, half the stuff up there is from a previous auction. I just haven't taken out the back of my truck because it's been raining here. So yeah, that's the auction, and hopefully you found this video interesting. I enjoy going to them, and keep in mind, one thing I really would like everyone to keep in mind is I went over some of these prices that I paid for this, but the environment that I was in today was very conducive to these type prices. Had this been on a nicer day, or had it been a different location, different sale, it would have been much higher. You probably will see after this video, because this one's a little bit easier to edit than another one. I've actually been to 2 auctions already in the last week, and skunked on both of them. Just extremely high prices. I was going to go to a John Deere auction, a dealer auction. Kibble Equipment had an inventory reduction in Belle Plaine, Minnesota, and I was going to go to that one. But some of the items were on proxy bid, and even last night at 11 o'clock, today is Saturday, May 11th. That's when the auction was. But even last night on May 10th at 11 o'clock, some of the prices that were already bid, pre-auction, were ridiculous. I mean, they were, in a couple cases, the selling price of the piece of equipment, it was an inventory reduction. The selling price of the piece of equipment was over what the dealer had it advertised for online when they were trying to sell it. So anyway, that's what we've got. Leave a comment below if you find this interesting. I when I did it last year, a couple of people said they really liked auction videos, so I'll keep doing them. I do go to a lot of, I try to go to a lot of auctions. I find them a lot of fun. I enjoy talking to the people. I more or less enjoy listening to people. I don't do a whole lot of talking, even though I talk in my videos. I'm actually a very quiet person for the most part. So I generally just watch, and I just, bid on stuff that I want. I'm not necessarily in it to make money or anything else. If I happen to end up with a couple other things, great. If I can sell them, even better. So thanks for watching.